You ever see so much traffic?
Oh, it's really busy. It looks like a Sunday.
Well, it's like this all the time.
Do you think the kids give or create more problems in a town like this than in the larger city?
No, I think it's about the same everywhere. I think there are just more kids than there are adults. With the adults, about the only thing we have are family fights and, of course, the drinking problem, which I think they'll take out of the criminal courts pretty soon. But the kids seem to find more things to do to get in trouble than the adults. And unfortunately, in this town, that's about all they have to do. We have very little recreational facilities for the young ones.
If there was more of that, do you think a lot of the problems of the kids would decrease?
Yes, I think if they had a youth center, which we had a group here trying to get a youth center, a swimming pool in the summer would help, a place for the kids to meet and talk and be supervised a little bit. About the only thing they have to do now is to get a six-pack of beer someplace and go out where they're not going to be seen, and they can do about anything they want then. And then when they get drunk, they come to town. This is when we have to handle them. It's very unfortunate. We have a very small department here. We only have 5 men, and we have a juvenile officer, but he is forced to work traffic. He's forced to work criminal cases. He can't devote full time to juvenile work. About the only way we can handle it is when they have violated a law. We take them into custody and take them to juvenile hall. We wish we could get them before they violate a law, but we just don't have the manpower to supervise them.
Do the better off kids get in any less or more trouble than kids in low income?
No. I did a little research on that one time while I was in the office and was curious, and I found that on an average that it doesn't make any difference what their status, financially is. But I did find, however, that kids that come from homes that are broken or neglected, and definitely more problem kids come from the broken homes than any other type situation. I found that the kids that are of families that have a little more money, a little more income, provide a little bit more for their kids to do, much as we do. We, of course, we limited income, but then we do provide some recreational facilities for our kids. But it's the kids that are from the real low-income families, the ones that really suffer from it. They not provided with any recreational facilities at all.
A city this size wouldn't have a drug problem.
Yeah, a slight drug problem. There are some pills floating around. We make arrests on them, but it's very difficult to work this unless you call in an agent that they don't know. But it's almost impossible for the local police to work this, as you can see it would be.
Do the people of the city, do they support you in your work?
We have a lot of the parents that, of course, every city has this problem that the type that my little Johnny can't do anything wrong, but as a whole, the people are very, very helpful to the police, and they appreciate our problems.
How about this town generally? What are its good points? What keeps a person here when it's...
Well, I think it would be the friendly people. The people here are not phony. They're almost all the people are not low income. I would say more of the people were in the middle class income. We have very few wealthy people here, if any, and they're just down-to-earth, good people.
If you had your choice of what you could do for this town or add to it, what would be your priority?
Well, I think a high school, definitely. We, as you probably know, we don't have a high school here, and we have a severe dropout problem. And I can see why. If I was graduating from the 8th grade, I wouldn't want to go to high school in some other place, you know. You have a little pride in your community or you wouldn't live there. We don't have a high school, and the kids would rather not go to high school someplace else. The ones that don't like Exeter will get permission to go to Visalia, but they can't go to their own high school. And our elementary school enrollment is a little less than 100 and some less than Exeter's, which all of our kids go to Exeter when they graduate from our grammar school. And the high school enrollment, theirs is twice what ours is, which indicates to me that we have a dropout problem.
How about the cost of that on the tax bill, though, as a taxpayer?
We pay taxes to the school district already. I don't think it would change much. It's just that so far nobody in town here, of course we're young, and all the workers have been busy promoting other things, but I think we will get a high school here.
In the way of extra recreational facilities for the kids that you were talking about, what type do you think this city could afford?
Well, I think that we could. I think we could afford, for instance, a swimming pool and a roller skating rink. During the summer, the swimming pool would give the kids a place to meet and have a little fun under supervision. A roller rink inside would give them something to do in the wintertime. This would be supervised also. And this is what they need, is something to do that is supervised, where they're not going to be becoming intoxicated one manner or another.
Do you think most parents would go along with that point of view?
Definitely. But they don't want to pay for it. I think that prevention is an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. I think that it costs them much, much more to take care of these kids after they're in trouble than it would cost them to take care of them before they're in trouble. We've got a lot of growing pains here. One of the problems Farmersville has is the reputation that we have. Farmersville, up until 10 years ago, was a Wild West town. You know, they'd rope off the streets here and have fights, from what I've been told. And when we established a city here and established our department, which I was with the original department here, the first, we really had a tough time for a while, but the kids that were so wild and unruly then have either grown up or straightened up or something. But we have established a court here, which it isn't nearly what we need, but it is a start. We're going to keep going until we get a full-time court. If they've done something like one family committed a very serious crime, he was a Farmersville boy, or Farmersville man, committed a murder. But if they're decorated for heroism, it's a rural Visalia boy or rural Exeter boy.
How about the dances that take place? Do they create a little bit extra recreation, or are they a nuisance?
Well, it all depends on how they're handled. We've had dances here. We've had quite a few dances here, and we've had a little trouble. But the trouble that we've had are all from outside people, North Visalia kids and Wood Lake kids, that I think their sole purpose for coming here is to break up the party, you might say. Maybe a little jealousy or maybe a little envy or something, but at any rate, they do come in here and fight, and we've almost had to shut them down because of this, but we've stuck with it, and the last 2 or 3 that we've had have been very good. The Gathering Teens put them on, and they made a little money for their group, too.
Do they do all they can, too, to try and keep the trouble out?
I think so. I think that they really and genuinely are trying to maintain a good image.